Hey everyone, welcome to the ANI Tech Talk podcast. Today we will be hosting a special event reaction episode for the Google I/O which took today afternoon, and Alex and I will be discussing our thoughts and speculations regarding this and give you our thoughts about it.
So, as we promised in our introduction, we're going to talk about some special events like Google I/O and Apple WWDC. Here, as we promised, we're here. So, we are just going to make this episode, and hopefully you will like it. So, Abtouch, how do you like this Google I/O event?
I think I really like this one compared to the last one because there was way more content. See, last time they were really focused on like Android 12 because that was a huge change, like, one of the biggest upgrades to Android since I think Android Marshmallow.
Yeah,
But this one was like they actually showed a few new products, which I thought they would show last year. But you know what? Better late than never.
I see. Like from what I know so far, because Google I/O they generally do like the software-based stuff, right? But
Hmm.
it's like that this year they are doing something just like Apple. They're randomly just release some hardware as well.
Yes, yes, this did feel like an Apple event style. Like this,
Right?
they started like with a lot of software, and
Yeah.
then they just started just throw random hardware devices out
What?
of nowhere.
Okay, so what you mean random hardware?
Some of them were random. We'll discuss it right now. But
Okay.
some of them we saw it coming. Essentially, there were leaks for all of them. I was just surprised that they all showed up on the same event. I thought they might drag some of them till next year, like to reveal it. But you know what? Let's just start getting discussing into this. Let's see what they show.
Sure. So from what I've seen so far, the most the big impression for me is a Pixel 7 and 7 Pro, right?
Yeah, this one was a sneak peek, essentially, what they
Mm-hmm.
gave us, and basically, we just saw pictures of its back and we saw this new design. What do you think of the design, by the way? Do you like it? Not like it?
To be honest, as an Apple fan, I like it. You know what?
Yeah.
It looks, I mean, the bar in the back, at least is centered. It's not just like Apple products recently this year, it's on the corner. So if you
Hmm.
just put the phone on the table, it may feel pretty stable.
Yeah, there's no camera hump. Like, I mean, there is a camera hump, but it's all symmetrical.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I use Samsung, right? So the new Samsung phones have this problem where if you put them on the desk, like they wobble so much.
Hmm.
But I think Pixel 6 users said they really like their design of this band which they have going at the back, and I think Google is sticking to it. Like they're not changing it.
I see. So from what I've seen so far on this picture, uh, there are two and three cameras on the phone. So for sure, the one with three cameras is a 7 Pro, right?
Yeah, it's the
So
Pro.
do you
Yeah.
know what's a like big difference between the 7 and 7 Pro?
Right now, they actually did not show any details. Like we don't even know what it looks like from the front. They just said that this is coming out like in the fall,
Okay.
and this is like a sneak peek. I don't know why they showed it, but they did. They didn't need to, in my opinion. But I guess it's got us excited. It's got three cameras. That's a good thing. The Pro version.
Hmm.
And the colors look nice. I just hope that they do make this phone a little lighter because last year's phone, 6 Pixel 6, I heard that one was really really heavy, like
Okay.
really heavy. Like this is the biggest like complaint I've heard from people that it's a really heavy phone.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a strange complaint, but you know, I hope Google does make this one lighter. But yeah,
So probably during the fall time, we can see the actual phone. But right now, it's
yes,
just some picture and ideas.
yeah, they'll do a separate event for
Ah,
fall.
okay.
And I think that's where they show Pixel 7.
Hmm.
Speaking of Pixel, they a real phone they actually showed was
Okay.
Pixel 6a.
Whoa. This is
Finally,
impressive, bro. I like it.
you like this one?
Yeah, I like this one. Wow. Look at the thin bezel and look at the small hole in the on the screen. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I just like it in that way. It's better than the notch on Apple, from my point of view.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. There's no Face ID though.
Oh no?
No, no. I mean, there is like basic, Android picture Face ID thing, not like the
Uh-huh.
3D stuff which you have on
Oh,
Apple.
okay.
So, based on this, like, first of all, like the best part, in my opinion, for
Mhm.
Pixel 6a is the price is just 449 US dollars.
Hmm.
I think that's pretty cheap.
So it's around 5.99. Probably it's gonna say 5.99 Canadian. Oh, it is 5.99.
Yeah, it is pretty much. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's a
But
budget phone. It's a
it's a
budget
budget
phone.
phone,
Yeah.
kind of like a mid-tier budget phone.
I bet. Yeah. I know what you
I
mean.
would
Yeah.
still say anything like above this price should be considered premium, but I mean, it's got like the same processor from Pixel 6, the Tensor chip, the Google SoC, the one they made themselves, the
Okay.
Titan M2
Uh-huh. Titan
Core
too.
processor, and the Google Tensor basically. That's the
Mm-hmm.
processor they had on Pixel 6. That's the one they're using.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Battery life, they claim like 24 hours over.
No way. It's a lot more than a 1 day battery life from
Yeah,
using,
well,
right?
yeah, they said it like I think was it 4,300 milliamps or something.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
big.
it does. It
Yeah.
says it. Yeah. So essentially, they could be fast charging, very useful for an all-day battery. I think so. It's
Mm-hmm.
got GB RAM, and you basically have two cameras.
Oh.
You have a dual pixel wide camera, and
Mm-hmm.
then you have an ultra wide camera.
Oh, wow. That's good, bro. So but seriously, for a phone like in 600 Canadian, have that many features, I probably can consider it as my next phone, to be honest.
Yeah,
Bro,
as a backup type, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
but bro, just consider about it. Like, remember last year Apple released their iPhone Mini? Is that the
Hmm.
phone called? That phone gonna spend you around $800 to $900. Don't forget that.
Yeah. Yeah. Canadian, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Canadian.
Hmm.
So compared to that, this is a good phone to consider as it for daily use.
Yeah, I agree. And you also get the latest Google software updates,
So
which is
it
a good thing.
runs new Android. I think they will announce it
Yeah.
in this event, right?
Oh yeah, we'll speak about the new Android. I think no, this one yeah, this one ships out on July 21st.
Which
Um
is 2 months later.
so yeah. So this should be interesting. You can sign
Hmm.
up to buy it soon. It says
Okay.
coming soon on their website,
Uh-huh.
those who are interested. But yeah, I think this is a good jump for people who are maybe looking for a budget phone. Like we'll have to wait for reviews. I haven't seen anything yet for this
Hmm.
phone. But if it's anything like Pixel 5a, I think that's a good choice. Yeah.
I agree. So
So that
is there
so
thing?
the next thing
Yeah.
they showed. So the next thing they showed was the Pixel tablet.
Pixel tablet.
Essentially,
Oh
yes.
my god, bro. What is this? This for me, bro. This is just like the the Nest Hub with a
Yeah.
thinner bezel.
Literally, I actually thought this was a Nest Hub when they showed it.
Bro,
I actually thought this was a Nest Hub because look at the camera location, man. It's literally in the center of the horizontal plane.
bro, I mean
Why?
it's not that bad because remember the Samsung one, the Samsung
Oh,
S8 Ultra
Tab
model?
S8, yeah,
Yeah,
Ultra,
Tab
yeah.
S8 Ultra. They have a notch on the top
Yeah,
on the top. Like if you
Yeah.
like make the whole tablet like horizontally, it
Yep.
has a notch right on the
Oh
top.
yeah.
This one,
Yeah,
at
no, I
least,
don't like it
there's no
either.
notch.
Yeah.
There's no notch.
Yeah, but the bezels are the worst choice they could have chosen. Like, why is it white color, man? Like, who thought white color was a good idea? I don't know.
Is there any other pictures showing their like the tablet,
Honestly, no idea. They only show this one with the white
the
thing, and I
face?
saw that.
So
Yeah,
no
yeah, yeah.
body. There's no body
No, no,
picture.
no,
There's no
no.
like the I/O ports. Just like a face.
Well, yeah. There's a reason why they're saying this thing is coming out like next year, 2023.
Oh
So they've really
God.
just introduced like a basic thing. Like they showed a glimpse, I think,
Okay.
of the back camera. I'm not sure if
Okay.
what that exactly looks from behind. Like it was really zoomed in,
Mm-hmm.
but I guess we can see the ports. Like you have speakers and
USB-C in the middle.
yeah, yeah, USB-C.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, but I just don't like the bezels, man. Like honestly, like anything. Because look, this is 7 years later. Google is making a tablet, right? This is a
Yeah.
long time. It's a really long time. Um, so I'm excited also because I used to own. So for anyone listening, like I used to own this thing called Nexus 7.
Oh yeah.
This was a tablet. Yeah, Alex knows as well because I used this in university at the start.
Yeah.
It was a really good Google tablet. Like you could
Mm-hmm.
do everything on it. It was really good. It was very cheap. It was so affordable. It wasn't big. It was kind of like small, I would say. It's like a phablet more than a tablet.
But oh yeah, I remembered it. But it's like back to 7 years ago, probably.
Yeah, yeah, back when it came out. Like
Yeah.
20, I think I was using it in 2015. Yeah, back then. Yeah.
Yeah, 7 years ago.
7 years, yeah.
Hmm.
It was good. I liked the Nexus 7 and I was a big fan. I wanted to buy the other Nexus devices they made, Nexus 6, the ones made with HTC. That was nice, but
Hmm.
then they just stopped making tablets altogether. But bro, you know what I actually thought they would do?
Hmm.
Instead of making a tablet, I thought they would show a foldable.
Just like Pixel Book.
No, 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 like Samsung Galaxy Fold tablet. I thought that's what they would show as a tablet.
Oh, I see what you mean here. But bro, I mean, just for me, I personally don't expect this product in the future. You know why? Because
Yeah.
just from the picture you showed me right now, bro, it looks like an iPad back to 5 years ago.
Yes,
It looks
yes.
like identical, just like the camera is on a different place.
Yeah,
And they
no
have
touch
a
ID.
USB, yeah, they have a USB-C on the side. That's it.
Yep,
I mean, it's just an like a old old gen iPad, and
exactly.
yeah.
That's a good description, actually. This does look like an old gen iPad. Even though the bezels might be slightly thinner, it still feels like those old iPads. I don't know what they were trying, but let's see, man. Like, they might change stuff. There might be a variant with the black bezels in the
Hmm.
future. So who
Oh,
knows?
also, bro, if you talk about the bezels, remember like probably like also back to probably like 6 years ago, the iPad Air.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they at that at that time they have a bezel in white.
Hmm. Yes.
Hmm.
Even the standard iPad, if you buy the student version, they have white bezels
Oh,
as
even
well.
right now, I forgot.
Yeah, if you buy the student version, the really cheap ones, like which are the old designs,
But I think
not
the
the ones
Switch.
without,
I know,
not the
but
ones with Face ID, the ones with well, there's no one with. I mean, the one with the Touch ID, like old design.
but
They do
bro, I
have
mean,
white.
yeah, 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 yeah. True, true, true. But right now, I think
But
Apple stopped using the wet bezel anymore.
they have stopped, I think. But let's see. They might make it black with the black variant. Who knows?
Hmm.
This is really early, 2023. That's a long time, in my
Yeah.
opinion. So yeah, let's go on the next one then.
Another
I
some
think.
future product Google just announced, which they don't want to release this year or just right now.
Oh, they are releasing one this year now. The next one is. It
Okay.
is called Pixel Watch.
Hmm. Watch. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
So this is the Pixel Watch. Now, I fully expected this, by the way, before the event. They will show Pixel Watch
Mm-hmm.
because there were so many leaks about this. And I think we've been asking Google for at least the past, ever since they bought Fitbit, we've been asking them for the past few years that they
Mm-hmm.
make a watch. Because I think that's the only thing Google did not make was a watch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they made everything except the watch. Even Microsoft had a watch before them, the Microsoft Band.
I'm not that familiar with that stuff, but keep going, bro.
But that was old Microsoft Band. That was like during the Windows Phone days. But yeah, this watch. What do you
Oh.
think of the design?
For me, it looks cute.
Yeah, it looks very delicate.
Yeah, and I think it's quite easy to just get scratch on the surface because from what
Hmm.
I've seen from the picture right now, there's no protection on it.
Yeah, it's all glass.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, this design is futuristic. It's awesome.
Yeah.
But if you actually wear it like just like for example, if a bogey guy, like strong guy,
Oh,
gonna wear it, it looks a little bit weird.
yeah. This is a. I would say this is a very feminine design,
Hmm.
more than neutral. Like Apple Watch is kind of neutral in design.
Yeah,
Samsung Watch is like very masculine, like
yeah,
extremely masculine.
yeah, yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
like
Oh,
as you
yeah.
can see here, see that the
Hmm. Yeah,
Samsung is like a proper watch. The Apple one is neutral, like I can imagine anyone wearing it, but the Pixel one looks very, I don't know, like it looks old design which I like, but it's just the curve just looks very, I don't know, it looks slightly, like you said, look, it might look weird on certain people, but
yeah.
I guess if you change the strap and if you put like a dial cover, it could
Hmm.
look pretty good.
Bro, from this picture, what's the design remind me? It's also Google product. You know what it looks like?
Which one?
The Nest thermometer,
Oh yes. Yeah,
right?
yeah. I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that. Yeah, it's possible. They're inspired by their own device.
yeah. They just steal the design from other product.
Yeah. Well, they own Google. They own Nest,
Yeah.
so they can easily do it. But you know what? I'm happy that they finally released a watch
Hmm.
because I know a lot of people who wanted to get into Pixel. Like I first wanted to get into Pixel after Nexus because I was using Nexus, but the fact they did not have any ecosystem like watches or even tablets like good ones, I just never bothered with Pixel specifically.
I see.
With the watch now, speaking of, they did announce, like, let's discuss this. They said that it will have Fitbit integration,
Oh,
like the first one on any watch or something like that. That's how they mentioned it.
uh-huh.
They own Fitbit, so that's why they can do this now. So I think this will compete with Apple Watch. What do you think? Like, is it going to compete more than the Samsung Watch that with the Apple Watch, or is Samsung Watch still looking more appealing?
In my point of view, if we just don't talk about the design, just for the functional wise, the Fitbit integration is a good part for its product. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Because
yeah,
actually, that's one of the most professional health monitoring band in the market.
yeah.
So only this feature can make it pretty competitive with Apple Watch and Samsung Watch. Because you know what, bro? Because even right now, I've heard about like Fitbit can monitoring your stress pressure, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
I
I think
think I
you.
read this somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, you told me last time. But Apple Watch on it, as the health monitoring thing is just so basic. and for a lot of app, you have to pay for it.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
But the good thing for Apple is their ecosystem is so huge. Like there's so many apps on Apple Watch, man, compared
Mm-hmm.
to Wear OS. In my opinion, like if I really had to buy a Pixel Watch, I wouldn't. I mean, I if I really had to choose between a Pixel Watch and Samsung Watch as an
Mm-hmm.
Android user,
Mm-hmm.
I think I would still choose Samsung Watch because it's running the same OS. First of all, both are running Wear OS. The new Samsung Watch and this, they're both running Wear OS. So the user interface should be similar.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like Samsung just like they've done watches for such a long time, and Samsung Health is a very good app, honestly. Like it has a lot of features, by the way, which also you don't find on Apple Watch.
Oh, bro.
But yeah,
Yeah. So, um, basically, I forgot to ask two things about this. What the thickness and what's the battery life?
oh, the thickness and battery life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. I don't think they really mentioned much about it because they said that this will come out in fall with the Google Pixel 7 and
Okay.
7 Pro. So the event where they'll show the 7 and 7 Pro, I think that's when they'll get into the whole
Okay. So they
technical aspect.
basically they didn't review any more information about it. They just like Pixel 7, they just say, "Oh, we're gonna release it in the fall."
Essentially, yes, but they showed more of Wear OS itself to show that it has Fitbit. It has now Google Wallet
Uh,
integration,
oh, that's good.
so that's
It's
new.
finally it comes back.
It's not really new. Yeah, it's coming back. Yeah, this
Yeah.
was an old feature that they, they removed and they brought back.
Yeah.
So it has that. But that's it. This says coming fall. It has Google Wallet like built in and Fitbit integration first on any smartwatch. So you know what? I'm excited for it from all the Pixel users,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to see the reviews. I think it'll be interesting.
Are you
It
planning
for
to go
me.
get one?
For me, here's the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I hate one thing about all the smartwatches right now in the world, and
Mm-hmm.
it's their battery life. I hate their battery lives because
Yeah,
I
bro.
cannot imagine owning a watch where I have to charge it every day or every 2 days. Because everyone in my family, I bought them watches, smartwatches, but I did not buy one myself because of this reason.
Mm-hmm.
But if this Pixel watch has a really good battery,
Mm-hmm.
like if I can make this a 1 week thing, I might be interested in buying it.
Uh-huh. That makes more sense, bro.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree. Because right now, like what you said, I bought my Apple Watch, and after a year, the battery life is like 30% less. I can easily tell.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. You see what I mean? Like it's just
Yeah.
annoying. Speaking of improved battery life,
Mm-hmm.
they announced the Pixel Buds Pro as well,
Ooh. So let me
and
guess first.
yep,
I hope they put a noise cancellation on it.
yep, they did.
Oh, really?
First time on Pixel Buds. Yeah, it's about time. They're like what 5 6 years late
Yeah.
putting noise cancellation. Like it should have been in the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so yeah, they added noise cancellation. They spoke about it a lot. They mentioned it has some AI enhanced noise cancellation algorithm running, which will make the noise cancellation even better. Like it's not just hardware based; it's software based.
Ah.
Well, active noise cancellation is software based, but it's apparently better than the average one.
Mm-hmm.
And because it has noise cancellation, it also has transparency mode.
Yeah, that's something have to be built in to compete with Apple, right?
Yeah,
And
and the
Samsung.
Galaxy Buds. Yeah,
Yeah.
Galaxy Buds. They all had this feature a while ago, actually. And they
Uh-huh.
said they'll release spatial audio update later.
Oh.
So I guess it's not shipping with it but that's a good thing. That
Hmm.
makes sense because I own the Galaxy Buds Live, which
Hmm.
also called the Galaxy Beans.
Hmm.
It did not ship with spatial audio as well. In fact, the update just came literally like last month,
Okay. So how
and
does it sound like?
it sounds good. It sounds good. We already had like Dolby Atmos, but this spatial audio was very different. Like you could move around, and the audio direction will change for certain apps. So it's there. I don't think I would ever use it.
I see.
I like Dolby Atmos already. It's really nice and does the job.
Yeah. So it just so they designed or define the spatial audio just like Apple. That's it's
Exactly.
basic same thing. Yeah.
It's Apple, Samsung all over again.
Hmm.
And the good thing is got 11 hours without noise cancellation battery life.
11
That's good.
hours. That's
I don't
impressive.
I don't know if this is a single charge or what.
Oh, they did
I
announce
don't think
it?
it's no they did. I don't think I could find details on it yet, but they did say it's coming out July 21st,
Uh-huh.
and this will ship. It will release with the 6A basically.
Yeah.
So the specs, I mean, yeah, it does say 11 hours continuous with active noise cancellation disabled. Yeah, 31 hours with the case. They did release
Oh,
details. Yeah,
that's really good, bro. This
that's
the
good.
battery life for this is like impressive. That's a long battery life.
That is a long battery
Hmm.
life. Good.
It's also
And
waterproof and you know,
IPX water and sweat resistance.
uh, which means you can wear it and go swimming.
Oh, I don't know about the swimming part. I'm pretty sure it's sweat resistant.
Uh-huh. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it's good in pretty much everything. Bluetooth 5 and all that. Got good microphones apparently. Should be interesting. I am hearing that, like, I mean, consider Pixel Buds A.
Hmm.
It's just 99 bucks
This
US.
one is,
$100 less cheaper, than the Buds Pro.
but you got
So,
the noise cancellation and
yeah, I know.
transparency mode.
So, it just depends what I'm trying to say. Like, what do people prefer?
Hmm.
If noise cancellation is a very big deal, then yeah, obviously, Pixel Buds Pro. But you know what? If it's just the basic experience someone's, then I
Hmm.
think Buds A is probably what I would go for. Because
Uh-huh.
$100 costlier than Buds A. So I don't know. I think I would prefer Buds A, but let's see. You know what? Google might have some better sound quality in this. Who knows?
Hmm. Well, bro,
But
I
yeah,
mean, just for those like big brands tags, this is the cheapest buds with noise cancellation, right? And the longest battery life. I don't know the
I think so.
Samsung. Yeah, I think it's cheaper than a
Oh no
Samsung.
no 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 no! The Buds Live Samsung has noise cancellation built in, and that's way cheaper. Like
Oh,
you can get it for I think on sale even it goes down to 150 and without sale it's 180 I think Canadian.
okay.
Canadian. So
So
it's
it's
cheaper.
yeah, it's a little bit more expensive than Samsung, but it's a lot cheaper than Apple. Wow,
Yeah,
Apple
and it's
always be
brand
the
new though.
most expensive one.
Apple is the most expensive, but you do get a really reliable experience at
No,
least.
no, no, no. I don't think so. Remember, I told you I just kind of claimed the change of my AirPods Pro like
Oh,
a month ago. Because
oh yeah,
while using, you will find it the noise cancellation is fading during the time. You get what I mean here?
yeah. I know what you mean.
It's like even I got a new one here. I can feel the noise cancellation is not as good as the day I got it.
It's leaking, huh?
Something happening
Basically,
here, and there's like the most important part on the AirPods Pro. I've also heard a lot of people actually talk about it. The it's actually like have those explosion sounds sometimes.
Yeah, you mentioned this. I think
Mhm.
couldn't stop laughing. It
Yeah,
must sound hilarious, like scary,
yeah.
honestly.
I sometimes it's annoying, but I mean, if you see Apple's is the most reliable air, like buds, no.
Okay, fair enough. But I think it will be more reliable than Pixel at the start because Google has its own bunch of glitches.
Yeah, we'll
We
find it
don't really
later.
hear. Yeah, we hear when they
Yeah.
come out, which is July 21st. So
Uh-huh.
whoever's interested, I think this is a good choice. I would
Mm-hmm.
still go for Buds A personally, but you
Mm-hmm.
know what? If you really want noise cancellation and you're in Pixel
Mm-hmm.
ecosystem, then obviously it's the perfect choice.
Yeah, 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 I agree.
And then they did a very surprise reveal at the end of the conference. This was like a very much like when Steve Jobs used to do the whole and one more thing.
One more
Remember?
thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he did not like the Google CEO. Like he did not say one more thing, but it felt like that. Like they just waited
Okay.
till the end.
Okay.
After the whole trailers, everything played. He's still on the stage. I don't know why. And then he's like, "Okay, we are making these AR glasses."
Oh, so new Google glasses. It's back.
Basically, it's back, but I don't think they're calling it Glass, Google Glass. But I hope they do, because I remember that was a. I don't know about you, man. But I remember back in the day when this. Back in the day, this was just what 2011, 2011, I think, right? 10.
2011. Search it, bro. Probably like it's easier.
Yeah, let's see.
Google
Google
Glass.
Glass. Google Glass was like back last decade essentially, and this thing when it was announced, like
2014.
2014, yeah, but like we saw the concepts early on, like like they
2013.
started to announce this long time ago
Yeah.
before then, and I was so excited for it
Yeah. By the time
when they
then, I
showed
was
it.
also. And bro, by the time then, I also want to go buy one. But once I know the price they sold it, I will say, okay, fine.
Yeah,
And that's something
fifteen
not
hundred
for me.
bucks,
Yeah.
1,500 bucks. I remember.
Yeah. Even.
Yeah, they
Mhm.
announced it on 2012 in 2012 April. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Go on. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. And even if you like really want to go get a real one, it's not 1,500 bucks. It has to be over $3,000. Just go
Oh
get a
yeah,
real one because Google don't sell it. Basically, they don't sell it directly.
it was limited, very
Yeah,
limited
yeah.
in availability, and I think they were on the right track, but Google just got very lazy
Mm-hmm.
and they just cancelled it, like they cancel everything.
Cancel everything.
Um, but yeah, they brought it back, and this time it's a little different
Yeah. So what's new?
than Google Glass. So
Mm-hmm.
essentially, what they first showed was just the person was like in a restaurant or something like
Mm-hmm.
that, and they like picked up the menu, and the menu was like in a different language. Okay, so this is like in first person, they're showing the whole thing,
So what
and that
I'm saying
menu,
so far is a translator.
it's a translator basically. Yeah, it is a translator. It is a complete uh, translation experience, but with subtitles.
Okay.
So
With
it's different.
subtitles.
So that's where the augmented reality comes. So if the menu screen
Yeah.
is like in another language, it will change the menu screen display, like the menu itself will
Oh,
change into
well,
your
the
language.
certain language you want.
Exactly. So it's not completely just pure, like just it's just a translator. It's also
It is
displaying
translated.
stuff.
Bro,
Yeah,
it
but it's
is
also like
translated.
displaying it.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
So what I meant to say is like they had this feature already in like the Pixel Buds. I like the first ones they made. Like originally the ones with the they were still connected with a wire. Remember the left and right, and they launched that with the whole live translation thing feature. I remember, like you
Ah,
could it could basically in your ear translate live what the other person is saying in different language. This is
mhm.
different. This one has the display in front of you and it'll show it as subtitles on your on your lens
It's
basically.
just like a head-up display.
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. And it will show it in your language you choose, which is good.
Hmm.
But what do you think of the design of the glasses?
Bro, do you remember last year, the Facebook had a cooperation with Ray-Ban, right?
Oh yeah.
For a
Yeah, yeah.
glass, yeah, for also similar stuff.
Mhm.
I think that design is better than this one.
Oh, of course, way
Yeah,
better.
this is just like some glasses frame I can find on the market, like $10 to $15.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I'm serious. This is just like it's not looks like a high end product.
I agree. It looks like a prototype.
Yeah, and oh, bro, because that's the only features they show here, right?
It's the
Is
only thing they showed was is this demonstration of few people with the glasses, and it's just live translating the whole thing.
then probably it makes more sense why they didn't say, okay, this called like Google Glass version 2 or 3 or new
Do you
Google Glass.
do
I
you
think
think
it,
they will call it Google Glass? I don't think so.
bro, if compared to the previous one, this one so far, I would call it Google Translator, like
Oh yeah,
Google
last
Live
time.
Translator. At least previous one, you can have a screen on your one side of your eye, and then you have
Yes.
like camera on it. You
Yeah.
can do like a special control with your phone, like interacting with your phone and your glasses.
Hmm.
But this one, so far, it's just a translator has a screen on it.
Yeah, you're right. It is essentially a translator. The only good thing they showed in the demonstration, which I really liked,
Hmm.
was that they showed that it was really good for deaf people. So they were
Yes.
wearing these glasses, and the other
Yep.
person is just talking in English or whichever
Yep.
language,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah. I
it's
agree.
showing you the text live on your thing, so you don't need to depend on someone knowing sign language. I think
Hmm.
that is really good.
Hmm.
That's I think as far as when it comes to like deafness and blindness, like modern day technology, like consumer electronics, is so behind.
Yeah.
Like they don't really address these people,
Hmm.
which is so important to, because they're helpless, essentially.
Yeah, I agree, bro. As long as I see, like, don't get me wrong, I just got some joke for this product, but if they actually gonna make it, I
Yeah.
probably gonna buy this one for my parents.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely, especially for us, like we have like parents who are not native English speaking, right?
yeah,
So for them, it could be useful, and
yeah.
for
I
especially
mean,
grandparents too, who are
yeah,
older, and it'll be tougher for them to learn a new language at that age, and they're familiar with their own native tongue. Yeah, it could be useful.
yeah.
I
If
think
they
it looks
can,
good.
bro, if this they can build in like a speaker on it, and it can do live translation for your for other people, for the people you are like actually talking with, that's gonna be
Ah,
perfect. It's gonna be
no, I don't
perfect
think
product.
they did not show that, but yes, that would be a good idea. Because then what they showed two people, okay? They
Hmm.
showed this. They showed the mother and they showed a daughter.
Hmm.
The daughter was speaking only English and the mother
Hmm.
was speaking only Mandarin. Okay,
Oh, they use
and
Mandarin on it?
yes, yeah,
Wow, that's
basically.
awesome. Okay.
So she was. So the mother was wearing the glasses too, and so was the daughter. So both of them had to
Ah,
wear the glasses to
I
that
see.
thing to work.
I see.
But
So,
I do hope they make a whole pure like speaker setup thing because that would
mhm.
be nice.
So like, just for example, I'm speaking Mandarin and you talk about other language, right? And then we
Yeah, I'll
both
speak in
wearing
Urdu.
those glasses.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then it's like we're just like talking to each other basically without any barriers.
that's what this said is to break the barrier. So imagine I'm speaking in Urdu and
Yeah,
you're speaking in Mandarin.
Mandarin. Yeah.
So on your glasses, when I'm speaking Urdu, it will show up in Mandarin, and when you're speaking in Mandarin on my glasses, it will show up in Urdu.
Wow, bro. Then
So
in this case, this is some product like actually it's a milestone, to
it
be honest.
is if they release it, like bro, they announced Google Glass as well, and that was a milestone, and then they just cancelled it. So
Oh yeah.
What do you think? Do you honestly think they did this out of pressure to show this? Because they announced no release date, by the way. No price, nothing, no details at all. Nothing. They just showed this and said we're working on it and we'll update you in the coming months whenever. But like, do you think this is Google trying to catch up to like the Facebook, like the Meta glasses they made with Ray-Bans, and you know the Snapticals, the Snapchat glasses as well.
Yeah,
And there's a rumor that next month Apple is showing their Apple AR as well.
yeah.
So you think Google did this very much like prematurely? Because
Mm.
and Microsoft, let's not forget HoloLens. They've
Oh
already
yeah,
made the
yeah,
whole
yeah, yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
Like
That's
physically,
bro,
it is
but
there.
that is not for everyone. That product is for something else. You know what I mean?
It's mainly I know what you mean. It's mainly
Yeah,
corporate based,
yeah.
but it is in deployment to the public now. Is what I'm saying. Like you
Uh-huh.
can buy it, you can get a good experience with it, and I think they've also shipped it to the like the military, U.S. military. Like they've done a huge order or something
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
for the soldiers to use HoloLens to improve, their
I see.
performance. But I think Google is the funny enough because Google started this, bro. In my
Yeah,
opinion, I think they're the ones who actually started. I'm sure some
like
company made one
wearable
before.
technologies, right?
This whole Google Glass, like I don't remember Microsoft making one that time, or Apple, or
Mm-hmm.
Samsung. But I think, funny enough, every other company made it and is about to make it, and Google's like last in this.
Yeah, but to be honest, for me, I don't think they're under pressure to making this glasses. You know why?
Yeah.
Because from like what other companies are doing, this one is in a totally different direction. It's basically not like a wearable, you know, uh, a product like what Apple and the Facebook did. They're interacting with your phone. It can be a console you're wearing. You know, like
Mm.
Apple, for sure, Apple gonna do something like it can interacting with your iPhone, and you can control your like notes, look at the calendar, do a
Yep.
like a FaceTime call or send a message via the Siri stuff. I
Hmm.
think that's Apple gonna do. They just like transfer basically free up your hands transfer
Yeah.
from like a voice change. But
Like hands
this
free.
one, yeah, hands free. Like this is just like a translator.
Yeah, but the Meta glasses Ray-Ban is just a camera essentially.
Yeah. So, bro,
So
right now
they're
they
all trying to
just
do something, is what I'm saying, in
yeah,
glasses.
but let's say who can combine all the technology all together? Because
I
app,
think it's
we know
HoloLens right
Apple,
now.
bro, but it looks weird. Like if you like, just for example, like in the future, the Hololens from Microsoft become like the best wearable glasses in the market, right?
Yep.
Everybody is wearing that HoloLens on the street. Bro, it's just like looks so weird. I mean, at
But it
least
looks
for now.
sci-fi. It looks sci-fi though.
Yeah, but that's something should happen in next 30 or 40 years.
I think they would make it more compact in the future. But
Mm-hmm.
as far as application goes, like not talking about design,
Mm-hmm.
HoloLens has done what they said of
Mm-hmm.
making a proper in-person AR experience that
Mm-hmm.
you could essentially buy. It's very costly, but it works and it's been going on for a while. Like they made like a second version.
Mm-hmm.
Like HoloLens 2. When a company makes a second version, it usually means, okay, this is like sustainable. Like Google Glass, we did not see Google Glass 2, remember? Like it just ended after Google Glass.
I
Um,
think they had an upgraded version with a better camera and longer battery life.
but but they couldn't make it, right? Because they did not sell enough, the first one.
Yeah, true.
So
They,
HoloLens managed to make a second one as well. That means they sold the first one really well, in my opinion.
mm-hmm.
But I think Apple would make it very mainstream if they get it right. Like everyone will wear it then if Apple makes it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, bro. Let's see. I think the Google AR glasses was a surprise. They showed at the end. To
Hmm.
some people, it was maybe not a surprise. I think it was a surprise, but I'm excited to see where this goes. This is what excited me the most
Yeah,
because this is a brand new technology.
I totally agree, bro. And if they can make this product like well, it's kind of product can change the world for sure. This is for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I
Hmm.
agree. Well, let's see. I think this could be good.
And bro, there is something I also want to say. So for this product, I think in the future, the government or like even like university, those kind of corporations gonna use this product the most. How do you think?
Yeah, I agree. You mean, what about schools?
Just for example, in our daily life in Canada, there are so many new students come from abroad, and their language is like not well done, but when they just come into this country, right?
Hmm.
And then these
Yep.
classes can help them a lot, like while they're learning their stuff, like English or their whatever you name it, literature, um, everything.
Yeah, I agree. This thing could be useful for immigrants, um, also for tourists, bro. Like a lot of us want to travel the
Oh
world,
yeah.
right? And like, for example, if I want to go to, I don't know, Egypt, right? Like,
Hmm.
I may not know that language. What am I going to do? So, this could be helpful for tourists, especially Europe, you know. If
Hmm.
you want to do a
Hmm.
Europe
Hmm.
tour, each like country has like a different language.
Hmm.
So, things like this, like it would make tourism a lot more fun,
It's
I think.
also very useful for those guides. You know what I mean? Like if you go
Yes.
to some place like when I went to Peru before, the guide was talking about Spanish. I know, I couldn't, I barely can understood it, can understand it. And then if
Yep.
I have a glass like glasses like this, oh bro, I mean the story will be totally different.
Yeah, I agree.
Hmm.
I think this would be awesome. And even for students who are doing like you said,
Hmm.
university and international student groups, study groups, you know,
Hmm.
it's very hard. Like usually you see certain people from certain countries sitting at one side of the
Hmm.
class,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Because they don't know the language of the other side of the class. So it becomes like a language barrier, you know?
Hmm.
And it's good to remove language barriers, you know? A lot of us, if we know English, we think that, you know, everyone who's speaking English is like familiar to us, right?
Hmm.
And we kind of do not treat others maybe completely equally or respectfully because we just don't know their language. So we assume things, what we're shown.
Hmm.
So if we know the language or if we remove the language barrier, I think this could be very useful
Yeah,
for creating more harmony
I totally agree.
among the community.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
mean before. This product can be a totally milestone in the future.
Yep.
But they have to
Let's
make it
see.
first, bro. They have to
When do you think it's coming out?
um let's see 3 to 4 years. I'm kind of honest about it, bro. I mean, let's put it in this way. The rumor said, okay, Apple gonna release a new AR based uh, glasses next month in the WWDC, right?
Hmm.
And we all know Apple series in any point of view is so bad.
Yeah. Compared to Google, it is pretty basic.
It's not artificial intelligence, it's just artificial idiot, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So
Well,
let's see.
let's see.
Hmm.
It could be interesting. They did, by the way, now we've done the hardware portion.
Oh yeah,
We
oh
can move
yeah,
on to the
yeah. We're
software.
talking about Google I/O. There has to be some software-based stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
let me guess. First, for sure, Android. New Android,
Yes.
right?
So, Android 13
Uh-huh.
is the next
Hmm.
one. Uh, they didn't really make many changes to this because Android 12 already was, like I said, a huge change. Like for Android, like it was massive.
Mm-hmm.
However, Android 13 is got some things for it as well. So the Google Wallet thing integration, that's new. However, the main thing they showed on stage was mainly like large screen optimization for like tablets, and I guess that would be useful for foldables as well. So
Okay.
now it is like natively built into the OS to support large scale apps. So what I mean is basically if you right now open certain apps on Android tablets, okay,
Mm-hmm.
they just stretch the whole app horizontally, okay? And you only get to see a very small portion in the center. So most of the screen is empty, basically.
Okay.
Like just white, the background of the app. However, like if you open an email, it would just open, for instance, an email on the whole screen. But they did update this on Android already, but I'm just giving an example.
Mm-hmm.
However, now what they're doing is making each app like multi-column. So all the buttons are nearby and the side panel will be on the left for browsing and viewing is on the right side. So it makes more sense, like like iPad OS essentially.
Okay. Essentially,
So
happened always.
yeah, basically.
Bro, something
But
just impressed me is like even right now it's 2022, the Google still haven't make a proper like optimization for tablets.
oh yeah, that's because they never made their own since for past 7 years, right?
Oh, that's what you
And
mean.
now they're
Okay,
making one,
okay.
so that's why they're doing this as well.
Mm.
So there is a reason behind it. And it's mainly optimized for foldables as well, because they know foldable market is the main thing of Android right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the best thing you can find on Android is foldable. Um, however, I don't know. I mean, let's see. This should also come in the fall. I think Android 13, but the beta will come soon for
I
people to
think
try out.
once they release the new phone, I mean Pixel 7 and 7 Pro, the
Hmm.
Android 13 will pre-install in those phones.
They said that.
Yeah.
I think they said that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's Android 13.
So what's next?
Then they spoke up about the Google Assistant in general.
Uh-huh.
They spoke about multiple things regarding this. First of all, they showed it to be more natural when it came to responding to the whole OK Google command. So, what I'm trying to say is that they showed a Nest Hub Max
Mm-hmm.
on
Mm-hmm.
display and it has a camera on it. And instead of saying like OK Google and then saying a command, right, like to check the weather, it basically would you just lean into it, you look at the thing itself and lean towards it, and it just knows you're talking to it
Wow.
like a real kind of person.
Okay, so
So
yeah.
yeah,
So there are two
go
things
on.
on it. The first, it has to be in the Max, the Nest Hub Max, right?
I think that's what they showed.
With camera
And
on it. Because I have a Nest
yes, they
Hub.
need a camera.
I don't have a
Yeah,
camera on it.
yeah, no, it's the Max, the one with the camera.
Yeah. And then another thing is, bro, in that case, it means the camera will always on.
So in
So
the
how about our privacy
keynote,
stuff? Yeah.
so in the keynote, they showed that she did say to tell. She basically told Google first open the camera and microphone, and then it says, "Okay, camera and microphone activated,"
Mm-hmm.
and then she could do this. So you have an option to disable it completely, the camera and the camera and microphone
Mm-hmm.
permanently.
Mm.
So unless you tell it to open again.
No. I'm not mean this, bro. I mean, basically once like right now, if we the microphone is always on our any kind of mobile devices because we use our assistants, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But right now, the camera will also always on the Google.
So that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. The microphone is not always on Nest Hub Max, and neither is a camera. You can enable, and I know what you're saying. Like if I speak
Mm-hmm.
to enable it, that means the microphone is on, right?
Yes,
Like,
yes, yes. They might spy on you, you know.
yeah, yeah. I don't remember. I think it was it a switch she switched on, or was it a verbal thing? I'm not 100% sure what it was,
Mhm.
but yeah, there was a thing, and but it's a smart home device. Your privacy is already pretty risky,
Yeah,
in my
yeah,
opinion.
true.
But you're right. You're right. It is going to bring up this topic of privacy, and they did spend a lot of time talking about privacy today. But bro, it's Google. Like, I don't know how they can really convince us of privacy when they make money from ads. Like, it's very tough for them to tell us about privacy.
Yeah, one is Google and one is Facebook.
Yeah, okay, but even Facebook. Okay, yeah, even Facebook makes money from ads. You're right.
They make tons
But
of money from ads.
Google literally makes AdSense.
Yeah.
I mean, that's their business, bro.
Yeah, 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 true,
Like,
true, true.
they're going to have the whole business of using cookies and everything, like trackers.
Hmm.
So I don't know what you like. When I was using iPhone, like sometimes the iPad, sorry, and then you go on Safari,
Hmm.
it tells you like Safari has blocked so many trackers in the last 30 days.
Oh, really?
It tells you this. Yeah, yeah, this happened to me last week. Um, so Google hates that basically,
Yeah.
because this is how Google makes money, and basically, um, Apple is making it very hard for Google to make money doing this. I agree with the Microsoft and Apple model of payment, where you pay for the service and not for the ads.
I see. Yeah.
I like that more, in my opinion.
Hmm.
And they're both from the 90s, right? Like Google and Microsoft. That's why they have the same Google, not Google, Microsoft and Apple. Uh, they're old companies.
Yeah.
So they already know this importance of, pay what you get. I'm not saying I'm not saying Microsoft and Apple don't steal your data. I'm just saying they don't make money from it the way Google does.
At least from like the surface, it looks safer.
Oh yeah,
Right.
definitely. I know Windows has ads built in sometimes on the start menu.
Mhm.
It used to, but you know what? You don't really see ads when you open Outlook, like.
Oh, bro, that would be horrible if
But
you just.
if you open Gmail, you see so many ads. Like the first two mails are ads, basically.
Oh, really?
Always.
I haven't.
Yeah, always.
I don't see any ads on my Gmail.
No, no, it is there. You just probably don't notice it. That's the thing. It looks like an email. It doesn't look like an ad.
Oh, really?
But yeah, yeah, yeah. If you go on like the promotions tab,
Oh, the
yeah,
promotion. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's not even the first two emails. Like I'm switching on my Google app now, like Gmail app, and yeah, first two emails are like my own like inbox
Yeah,
emails,
yeah,
and
yeah.
the next two, one is like Snapchat and one is like Dropship,
Yeah.
whatever, and one is like print. I mean, like you see it, like they're just ads and ads. Now on Outlook, I will never see an ad.
Bro,
So
basically you have to pay for Outlook. That's why you've never seen some ads here.
no, Outlook is free.
No, bro, you
Like
have to
no,
subscribe
no,
to
no.
the Office 365 to get
Oh,
Outlook
if
for
you want more
free.
data,
Yeah.
but you can use Outlook
Oh,
definitely for
oh,
free.
really?
Yeah, but you'll have less storage compared.
Um,
But it's still more than enough for email, the storage,
mhm,
don't get me
mhm,
wrong.
mhm.
It does a job. Bro, okay, so even on Apple Mail, you're not going to see ads, right?
To be honest, I've never used Apple Mail. I mean, just for
But
that
to
app.
your knowledge, I'm pretty sure it's not there. I'm pretty
You
sure it's not
do
there.
get a lot of scams mail from on the Apple
Oh,
Mail. You do.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
even on my like Apple Calendar, you just randomly go get some scammers email, but that's never happened on my Gmail.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, I guess that's a good thing with Gmail.
Hmm.
It does have a good spam protection, and also like phishing email protections. Like they all go to spam.
Yeah.
But you know what? Let's see how Google Assistant improves. The next thing they did mention, speaking of Google Assistant, is the AI Google Assistant is now more natural
Mm-hmm.
to responding to when you like forget something. So they showed on stage, like the person was mentioning, like something along the lines like, "So what is the weather of And when you get stuck at the because you don't know what to say next, and Google actually responds with saying like, like like
Oh,
what, like what are you gonna say next? Like it knows you're stuck
um,
on a
bro.
sentence.
To be honest, right? Apple actually have that feature right now. You know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll show you right now. Siri. Oh, it doesn't show any sound here, but it says go ahead.
Oh yeah. No, it's again, it
Let me try
depends.
again. Hey Siri. See?
Oh
That's
yeah.
what you just talked about, right? Nothing, Siri.
That's exactly the way it was saying it, but it was saying it in the middle of the conversation, which was what was impressive.
Mm.
Like it did not say this at the start. It said this like at the center. But yes, Siri pretty much has this. You're right,
Mm-hmm.
and that is a good demonstration. That's exactly what the Google one sounded. By the way,
Yeah, bro,
I'm just
but
saying.
like those interactions on series is pretty good. But basically it's still stupid.
Bro, I think Google has really pushed the bar really
Yeah,
high
yeah,
when it comes to
yeah,
AI.
true.
Like I don't think things are that close. Maybe Alexa is good, but not
Nothing
as
can
good as
compare
Google.
to Google Assistant right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm. Just
It is their best
yeah, for the
product.
language stuff, like what we said before, like the translating stuff, like probably like the map,
Hmm.
and then anything, bro. Let's say anything related to the language, Google does the best. Hmm.
Definitely, because it's pure data.
Yeah, true. It's just data
So
based.
they do it well, but let's see.
Hmm. And then anything new?
Oh, so after that, they also, um, basically, speaking of translation, they added more languages, like 20 something more languages to Google Translate.
See, language.
So yeah, yeah,
Mm.
they love language. This Google I/O, they were just mentioning languages
Oh,
throughout. So that's good news, I guess, for those people who really need it.
yeah.
It's always good to have more languages, in my opinion.
It's actually for me, bro. It's good for everyone. Just for like a
I
simple
agree.
reason, if you go travel to somewhere else with different
Yeah,
language based place,
yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be a very useful tool for you.
Also, if you launch like a website of a different language,
Oh yeah,
the translation really helps so
always can
much.
scan the
Oh
tags.
yeah, 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 yeah. Definitely.
Oh.
These are the languages added to Google Translate database itself. It's not
Mm.
just the transcription
So
thing. It's just
it
generally.
has a camera built in.
Well, what thing?
I mean the glasses. That's what you
Oh,
said.
I'm not sure about the glasses. Um, the Nest Hub Max has the camera. Glasses, they've not mentioned. The glasses with the camera is the Facebook one,
Okay, yeah.
the Ray-Bans, and the Snapchat one. But Translate Google right now. This is just generally, you have the Translate app on the phone,
Hmm.
or you have the Translate plugin on your browser.
Hmm.
I think what they mean is it just added to the database, and now every other product that has a language, Google Translate language function to it, it can now use those additional languages as well. I think that's what they
I
meant.
think so. Yeah, I agree.
But then they continued on to showing this new thing called Immersive Google Maps.
Immersive Google Maps. What is that?
So this was weird. Okay, so they already have like a 3D render of cities you can see on satellite
Uh
view
huh.
on
Yeah.
maps for certain cities, not all
Yeah.
cities,
So
just
for those big cities.
mainly in the
Yeah.
West. I'll just say
New
that.
York, Los Angeles,
Yeah, anywhere, even Toronto and
Vancouver. Yeah.
Vancouver and
Those super
all these
cities. Yeah.
places, and London and Paris, like they have all these
Mm-hmm.
locations. Asia
100%.
is very limited, obviously, especially South Asia,
Yeah.
and maybe I don't know about East Asia, but I'm pretty South Asia is completely limited in this.
Mm-hmm.
So they showed this new thing of it being like you can combine searches on Google Maps now, it's quite interesting for you to search for something like nearby. And then they did something really crazy. Now, this is what I really liked. I'm really fast forwarding here. They showed like, okay, they use like combined search to find like a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were like, I think we need restaurant for, I don't know, something meat related, and then we also needed to have this dish. I think that's what combined search means. But basically, they found a restaurant from the search. They clicked on it, and it goes from that satellite 3D view, okay,
Yeah.
into like a 3D street view kind of a thing, seamlessly.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like the same thing. It doesn't look like a separate view. It looks like it's one view, like a drone footage. And it literally goes inside the restaurant and makes that thing into 3D, the interior.
Wow.
And I was like, what? How can you see the restaurant inside interior, like 3D?
Really, bro?
So they said they use machine learning to combine images from inside the restaurants, okay, of the interior, so whichever interior,
Mm-hmm.
and they mix it into a 3D stitch, essentially. So it looks like a 3D experience.
Bro, you know how big the project is just for that feature?
Yeah, it is. This is I don't know how accurate this would be.
Yeah.
How many restaurants and interiors will this support? But it's crazy how they showed it. Like it went from like a drone footage above the ground,
Mm-hmm.
like above the skyscrapers,
Mm-hmm.
kind of in a perspective, and it just goes down
Yeah.
straight into the shop and the door. I mean, and it just the restaurant's there in 3D from inside, like a very basic 3D, like a photo 3D type of thing, but still very impressive.
Yeah, bro. I mean, you know what? Generally, if you just look at like let's don't say those like big city like Paris, London, New York, right? Just for a middle
Mm,
kind of city, like Ottawa in Canada, right?
sure.
Google, I think Google will update their map like one at least a year.
Yes.
Like 1 year, they're gonna. I mean, most likely they're gonna update their map a year, but they cannot make sure the restaurant's still here.
Yeah, this would be interesting. Maybe if that's the case, they will like delist it. So imagine a restaurant is no longer there. It will change its name maybe because some other restaurant bought the property.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when that happens, then they might do a new scan.
That's a huge work. Like,
But they're not scanning themselves. They're just letting the restaurant owners or maybe the people who visit it
mhm.
to just take pictures, right? And Google itself will make a whole thing for it, like
Wow,
automatically using machine learning.
this is just
So it's not that
something.
much
Yeah,
work.
this is just something like too good to be true.
I know when they showed it, I'm like, I don't know how accurate this would be in real
Mm-hmm.
life, but let's see. You know what? Google Maps is pretty advanced
Mm-hmm.
compared to other maps, in my opinion. Like way more
Yeah, that's
advanced.
what we are using daily.
It's more advanced, I think, than Apple Maps and Bing Maps both
Mhm.
combined.
Yeah.
So let's see. I mean, this is what they showed, and so not the last thing they showed, but the last thing that came to my mind is something that I found very
Yeah.
interesting was an upgrade to Google Lens app, which now is more advanced in a way that they showed a demonstration that the individual uh, enters a superstore.
Yeah.
I think goes on to the candy section, and he wants to find in the shelf, I think, dark chocolate or something, which is without nuts. Okay, so but he doesn't want to spend the time to read each and every label, with nuts, without nuts. So he just lifts his phone
Mm-hmm.
basically and switches on the Google Lens app,
Mm-hmm.
the camera,
Mm-hmm.
and he points at it. So he's looking through the phone, and then on the phone, it literally tells you and highlights which packet is with nuts and without nuts, like live
Oh,
on the camera.
really?
Yeah, so it recognized the product basically completely. I thought that was
Yeah,
crazy.
this is a good feature, and We use it every day, basically.
This would be really good for people with allergies
Mm-hmm.
because they don't want to maybe see such a huge shelf and then they looking through each and every packet as to what is with nuts or with gluten or something like that.
Uh-huh. Then, bro, in the
So,
future, we will see a lot of people like holding their phones, scanning the store, like they're playing the Pokemon Go.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Basically, essentially, it is a
yeah,
Pokemon Go with AI,
yeah,
except you're not catching Pokemon, catching
yeah.
candies.
It actually looks cool if you just scan those products and then you'll say, okay, this one contains what kind of ingredient in it, and that one to have what, blah blah blah, something just like that.
Yeah, I think it's a cool
Yeah, it
feature,
is.
and which is why I thought it's worth to discuss because you know what? This is probably one of their best improvements to Google Lens since they released it,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion. So, yeah, that's kind of the Google conference in a nutshell. Google I/O 2022. So, what do you think so far?
I think it's good, bro. I mean, first thing first, it's a good conference. They're pretty like futuristic.
Hmm.
All the products are amazing, but the only thing is they just I mean, they just announced so many products which we never know when it's gonna be on the market.
Exactly.
It's more likely they're just like drawing something for now.
Like a concept, right?
Yeah, more like a const. I mean, it's a Google I always, but you have at least you have to give us something like just like the glasses. At least give us a date.
Or the year, like they did with the tablet,
Yes, yes.
2023.
Uh-huh. And also, bro, 2023 next year, will people actually go buy a tablet like that? They have so
Bro,
many alternatives.
it looked ancient in 2023,
Yeah,
this bezel, in my
even
opinion.
buying that tablet in this year is like the
Already,
least
yeah.
of my choice.
Because even if the Tab S8 has a notch, let's be honest, its bezels are really thin.
Yeah.
Even the notch is thinner, I think, as thin as the border of this Pixel tablet.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is a problem I had with Surface Duo,
Mm-hmm.
that the bezels are too big, and I think that's a
Yeah.
turnoff. But we'll discuss that later
Mm-hmm.
in some of the podcasts. But like, what I'm trying to get at is like, I think, yeah, this one, I did like the fact they showed a lot of hardware.
Yeah.
This is important because not everything can be software. Because software is useless without the hardware. And we as engineers, we really like the hardware stuff more because it's physical.
Mm-hmm.
And we appreciate software
Yeah.
also. That's not the thing.
Android
It's
plays a
just that,
pretty important part in the mobile devices.
yeah, any software, assistant, maps, and these are all useful. That's true. But when you get hardware, you get this excitement,
Mm-hmm.
as this big product
Yeah.
coming. So Pixel 7, it looks great from the back, in my opinion. Pixel 6a is a good price. Pixel tablet,
Uh,
I think it's good. It's okay.
it's probably okay.
Next year it will look terrible.
Bro, like what I said, even this year, I would say a big
Even
no
this
on
year,
it.
but next year it will look worse.
Yeah, true.
That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Pixel Watch, it's okay. I think if you put a watch like a dial cover,
Mm-hmm.
it'll look better.
Pixel Watch, if we know the battery life or any other specifications, oh, it's
Not
easier
yet.
to give it a rating. But right now, if I only have a picture here, I'll give it probably like 6.5 out of 10.
Oh yeah, fair
Yeah.
enough. But let's see the reviews as well
Mm-hmm.
when they come out. Pixel Buds Pro, this could be really good. I think it's good that Pixel
Mm-hmm.
users finally get noise cancellation after many years of asking Google for
Mm-hmm.
this. And the Google AR
Oh,
glasses,
bro.
okay, this
Yeah.
is a new thing.
Till right
So
now, product of the year.
yeah, it's exciting
Yeah.
so far. Definitely,
Like
definitely
the
exciting.
product of the future product of the
Future product of the
yeah.
year. I feel they should improve the design though of the frame. make it a little more
Uh,
like it is very masculine, which is good for men, but like certain faces too. It look good on only certain faces, I
Well,
think.
I know what you mean, but if you look at it in this way, like what I said, like the government or like those big corporations could use this product the most. So they just designed it as a like a functional
Yeah,
product.
that's true. That's
So
true.
if you just like would mainly focus on the functional, the look isn't that important.
That's true. But then they can use HoloLens.
Yeah, that's another story. We'll discuss in the other podcast in the future.
It's like a giant visor on
Yeah,
your head. But you know what? Yeah, that's also
yeah.
interesting. And software, Android 13, Google Assistant upgrades, Google Translate got new features. Google Maps is getting a really crazy feature, which I'm excited to see how it
Hmm.
works. And Google Lens is now becoming a very good, useful product when it comes to AR, augmented reality,
Hmm.
in recognizing products. So, how would you rate this conference out of 10 overall?
Um, 5.
5 out of 10?
Yeah, because bro,
Any
it's
reason
just
why?
give us so many product like in the future, like it basically, and like what Google did before, they might just abandon those product
Yeah.
sometime in the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we did not gain any confidence this time from Google
Yeah,
because this looked like deja vu. We were here before.
yeah. They just say, "Oh,
We saw
here's
this
a
already, this
prototype,
whole thing.
and
Yeah.
we're doing that. That's it."
Bro, this is even a bigger prototype than Google Glass. Because remember when they showed Google Glass first in 2012?
Hmm.
They had a guy wearing the Google Glass and he did like a skydive
Hmm.
from the top of like from a plane. And he skydived and they were streaming the whole thing from his Google Glass basically.
Hmm.
And in first person,
Yeah.
obviously. And then he skydives and he enters a Google conference
Hmm. Hmm.
and they show the whole thing in one. So he's actually wearing a Google
Yeah.
Glass the whole time. Right now, they didn't even show something like that, bro. They just showed like a
Yeah,
video.
bro. Because basically, if I could personally say, it's easily to make a video just like that. You don't need a like actual product.
Yeah, but at least what they were advertising
Hmm.
at that time was the camera. This was a huge thing at that time on Google Glass, was that it can
Yeah.
record also. So at least they went that far,
Hmm.
like of demonstrating it live. And that's pretty tough because look, even if it's just a camera, it is streaming live. So there's a broadband, like not broadband, there's like a wireless connection in it.
Hmm.
And back then, this was very rare to stream live. Like, we didn't really have Twitch that time either, remember?
Hmm.
Like, live streaming was not that common. You only had like YouTube pre recorded. The fact they're showing it live was already pretty interesting. Like, how fast is that device that it can stream live? A very good quality. I think it was 720p or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. I think
It was pretty
five
good.
megapixel, 5 megapixel on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I think it was 5
yeah,
megapixel.
something
Yeah,
just like that.
and it was pretty good. Like, you had a good range of color depth and so on.
Bro, back to
But let's see.
2012, that was like really some product from
That
the
was
future.
insane.
Like back to
I
2020, you know what I mean?
I honestly loved 2011, 2012 technologies the most. When they're showing them in the conferences, it was crazy. Like everything they were showing was like over the top. Like
Bro, and
just
people are
crazy ideas.
excited. People were
It was so
so excited
exciting
for those kind of
because
products.
you had like a new Android was getting new into the
Yeah.
system. Suddenly, BlackBerry was dying.
Mm-hmm.
iPhone was just completely taking over BlackBerry,
Mm-hmm. And Nokia.
and Nokia was going. You had a Windows Phone still, and you were like, okay, you had a third option.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, like you had Windows Phone show up in movies like Man of Steel and so on. Like you had many options. Like, and I don't know about you, but Windows Phone looks so different than iOS and Android.
I
Like it looked like
I
something
totally agree,
different.
bro. It's just like kind of fit is what that called sticker kind of design.
Sticker?
Yeah, like Windows 8.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The Metro style. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, remember the whole Metro style windows? Man, even that I found exciting because it was new.
Yeah.
Like, it looked like you are suddenly in the future. You have Google Glass, you have Windows without a start menu. Like, what's going on, you know? Like, the world is just completely changing. And then they got really boring suddenly. Like, really boring.
It's basically
And
what we say is like a new phone and a new like earphone gonna be released this year. And then, oh, and also the watch, right?
yeah, but again, you already had these things before
Yeah,
too.
and
Like,
it's
it
not like
wasn't
a major upgrade. It's just like a
only big
common upgrade.
only big change I saw in tech since then was the foldables.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, now we're getting to a whole different category now, foldables. But like the screen is folding, and now we know with glasses. Ever since Snapchat made the first Snapticals, like I'm not a Snapchat user, and I don't think I'll ever buy Snapticals. But that kind of excited me that there's a company going into glasses again with technology, and then Meta made made the Ray-Ban thing, and now we have Google. So for me, this conference like did give me excitement, like I used to feel before, and I miss that. Like it's been like a decade since I felt that with the Google
Yep.
conference. So I would give it a slight edge of maybe 6 out of 10
Yeah, a slightly higher. Yeah.
because slightly higher. Because again, I did not see anything physical, and this is annoying
True.
me a lot
True.
because I know Google always remove these things. Even if they show physical, we still can expect them to cancel it.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, it was a good conference. It was slightly longer than needed. Like they spent too much time on certain things, which you could have just sent in as an email or something. Honestly, like this doesn't need to be on a conference.
Yeah, and also those stuff is not necessary to be reviewed at this time.
Definitely
Just
not.
like phone and the watch is probably more
Okay, the
impressive.
phone and watch is a little bit okay, but why are you showing the tablet? Like, who is excited looking at that?
Yeah, totally. But
Makes
people
no
may get
sense.
excited like, oh, you know what? Google finally have a tablet.
You're right. Actually, this is a very smart move by Google. I just realized something. Okay, imagine I'm a Pixel user,
Yeah.
okay? And I was like, okay, or I'm not a Pixel user, I'm like a non-Pixel user. I'm like a Samsung or a Apple user, and I want to get to Google or Android. So if imagine you're an Apple user, you want to get to Android, and you're like, you hear everyone say, Pixel is the Google's Apple iPhone.
Yeah. True.
So
Just like,
so you want to get into it, and then you're like, okay, but wait a minute. There's no watch, there's no tablet, there's no headphones that are good. What's going on? Like I can't just switch to a phone and lose all my accessories which I really like using, but I don't even have the alternate on Android. So I think what they did was they said, look, here's Pixel 6a. It's very cheap. You can buy it right now. But if you want the best, just wait a little longer. You get Pixel
Pro,
7
right?
Pro. And on top of that, you also get your watch now. So you also have a watch. And in the future, you will also get a tablet, so don't worry about it. Just get the phone and watch right now. You will get the tablet later.
Yeah, bro. But basically, just like
That's what they
they
did.
finally finished up their ecosystem. It's
Yes,
a
they wanted to
closed
show it all
ecosystem right
in
now.
one go.
Yes.
And they showed the glasses. So they're like, you know what? Our ecosystem is complete.
Yes,
We have
we
not missed
have
anything.
basically we have them right now, but for the real product, you have to wait a bit longer.
Exactly. But they want to give you confidence that, look, if you get into Pixel, you are getting a whole ecosystem
Yeah.
now with glasses, which you don't have on Apple right now until next month, most likely. But I mean, come on. I think we all know what Apple is doing with
Let's see, bro.
glasses.
Basic to be honest, I have a big doubt here. What Apple gonna do next month?
Yeah, we'll discuss that in a future
Yeah,
podcast.
for sure. That by the time
As a
then I will talk
speculations.
more than this because I'm an Apple guy.
Oh, no worry.
Not like you. You're a Google guy. Everything from you is Google.
No, don't forget, I'm actually the Microsoft guy. I just happen to use Google.
Yeah. True.
But no, I like all three, to be honest.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I use all three actually. That's why I have Apple devices, Google devices, and Microsoft devices because I love tech, and so do you. Like you have a Nest and Google
Yeah,
Assistant, right?
yeah, Google
So
Assistant. Basically, everything related to the like smart home, I'm using Google. And then just like personal, the daily use, I use Apple. And just
yeah,
for like the office stuff, working, for sure, Microsoft.
exactly.
Yeah.
Of course, everyone uses Microsoft for that.
No, no, no. I mean, just like
No, no, no. You're right. Like I'm just saying that's how good it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
But Google tries to change it to Google Docs, but it's just not the
Like
same.
what you
I'm
just
sorry.
said, bro. Like right now, if we see, let's say it's those like big tech giants, Apple, they are like well known for like they have their own ecosystem.
Yeah.
Everything, iPad, iPhone, Mac, right?
Yep.
Apple
Yep.
Watch, and then earphone. They have different kind of earphones as well.
Mm.
Blah blah, everything. Basically, you can name it. And also Microsoft.
Yeah, they have
They have
their
their desktop,
earphone.
they
They
have
have
their laptops,
headphones,
earphones,
headphones as
yeah,
well.
headphones as well.
Remember, the console,
Mm-hmm,
gaming
mm-hmm,
console.
mm-hmm. Oh yeah, gaming consoles. That's another
That's a,
topic. Mm,
no, but like that's part of the ecosystem
mm-hmm.
now.
But they have a
And
closed system, and then Samsung, they
yeah,
have everything. It's like
yeah,
even more than Apple and Microsoft. They have
yeah, because
everything.
they are using Microsoft Windows and Android both
Yes.
to build an
Yeah.
ecosystem. That's why.
Hmm. But right
But
now,
yeah, no, you're right.
only Google. They,
It's
before this
bad.
conference, they only have
Oh,
a phone.
yeah, and really basic headphones before, really basic
Yes.
earphones, and now they have a good uh, Pixel Buds model, Pixel Buds Pro, like a good one that can compete with Samsung, Apple, and even Microsoft.
Hmm.
Because even Microsoft has noise cancellation now.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine that? Like, Google now has it, but okay,
So it's
good
more
job.
like they rushed to finish their ecosystem.
They want to catch up really quickly.
Yes,
Yeah,
during this
they're really
conference
caught up.
to just
Yeah,
show all of their customers, look, we finished it. We have basically whatever you want.
as a closing statement, I would like to say I think that they pretty much did this in a way that makes you and I now really excited to see as to what Apple will show next time in WWDC.
Yeah.
Because now Apple will try to answer back really strong.
Yeah.
So that will be exciting.
It's gonna be a
So
big hit on Google, I
so
guess.
wherever you guys are watching or listening, stay tuned for that. We will be expecting some big things happening. There are big rumors about this. We'll discuss this on our future episodes. Definitely, as speculations go on. And we would also like to hear from you guys. How did you find the Google I/O conference? Are you a Pixel user or not? Are you now convinced to be a Pixel user if you were not because of this conference? Are you more excited to use their services like their Google Lens, Google Maps, or so on? And were you expecting something else in their conference that was not shown? So, like, do let us know. Like, down in the comments. Like, if you're on YouTube, you can do that very easily. And as for others who are listening to us on our audio version, on our podcast, wherever you are, um, we are very, very grateful for you all that you've listened thus far. And we hope to catch you on the next few episodes. We will have our weekly episodes continue later on. This one was a special, as Alex mentioned at the start, because this was an event reaction. So this is longer than normal. Our actual podcasts are much
Shorter.
going to be way shorter than
Yeah.
this. This is because we're just discussing a
Yeah.
conference. So we're just going on with ideas and we're starting it up too. So if you have any suggestions, let us know. And if you really like this content, then do support us on Patreon. You'll get some perks to it, different memberships, and you can see them when you visit our Patreon. It's a AI Tech Talk, AI Tech Talk. So feel free to check it, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
And
So
yeah. And if
yeah,
you guys also like it, you can also share your story about those tech products with us, and we can also discuss it during our podcast or special React event.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
definitely. We can do a separate thing in the end of looking through everyone's like a little bit of like a Q&A
Yeah,
without the Q, your question being in the comment or and us commenting on
and
that. So yeah.
basically we love talking about those like tech stories.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. We love this. You can either comment them, email us, it's up to you, and we'll try to cover it as much as we can. In the meantime, do subscribe, do subscribe to our feed if you're listening to it audio only.
Hmm.
If you're on YouTube and Spotify, then we hope you enjoyed the presentation we set up in the video format, and we'll catch you in the next one with some new topics. And this time will just be our basic tech roundups in the next week. So we'll hope to see you there.
Yep. And
Right?
hopefully you guys all enjoy it. And we'll see you next time.
Right. Peace.
Peace.